7 lead over Washington last night, and then it was all downhill for Philly after that. After a failed 4th and goal attempt, Doug Pederson yanked Jalen Hurts from Nate Sudfeld, who turned it over twice and finished with just 32 passing yards on 5 of 12 passing. Pederson said after the game that he was, quote, coaching to win. So, Shannon, is Jalen Hurts the long-term answer in Philly?
I'm not sold. I'm not sold, and I know everybody. He got out to this rousing start in his first start. He beat the New Orleans Saints, who was rolling pretty good, but he only beat one team, the Saints, although they were a very good team. He beat them with their backup quarterback. But my guy Steve that's working, he's on the job, and he sent me something. He says Hurts completed 35% of his 20 passes last night. Of all the games this season in which a quarterback has thrown 20 passes, Hurts' completion percentage is the second worst all year to Brandon Allen's Cincinnati, 6 of 21 yesterday. And you're sold. So you saw enough. Now, Jim, run that tape. And we put the caption of what he said. He's sitting on the bench when he finds out he's not going back to play anymore in the fourth quarter. It's not right. But somehow he's like, oh, yeah, we good. We tried to win this game. Skip. I'm not sold that Jalen Hurts is the guy moving forward. I'm not saying that he isn't, but I have not seen enough to convince me. He's completing 52% of his passes, which would last in the NFL by 5% had he qualified. We talk about, Carson Wentz is terrible, but Carson Wentz's percentage is better than his. 57 his first game, 55, 54, 35 last night. And guess what else he does? Put the ball on the ground, fumble. He's only lost 2, but he fumbled it 6 times and thrown 3 interceptions in 4 starts. Really? So you've seen enough. So in 4 starts, you've seen enough from Jalen Hurts to say, you know what, guys? Blow it up. Get rid of Carson Wentz, and we can find a suitable trade partner. We're going to blow this thing up. We're moving forward. Nah, Skip. I have not seen enough to say this is the direction that they should go in.
And I have. I posted on social just moments after they took him in the draft on that day that Jalen Hurts will ultimately play better than Carson Wentz.
But has he really?
Okay, so let's look at Carson Wentz. Prototypically much better, taller, bigger arm, can run a little bit, moves fairly well. But when it comes to game-winning intangibles, I'll take Jalen Hurts any day or night over Carson Wentz. I'm talking about playmaking and leadership intangibles. He is a natural-born leader. And I saw it at Oklahoma. I saw it at Alabama. I was already sold before I saw him play one down of pro football. And then he got thrown into what we all agree was a dumpster fire in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Where it was hard to understand who was on whose side, who's betraying whom, what's happening. It's a lot of backstabbing. It's a horrible situation. He got thrown in for 4 games at the end of the year, and I thought he performed very well under those circumstances. Obviously, to your point, he did beat New Orleans. At Dallas, he put up 411 combined yards, and if we go to last night, you can throw all those numbers you want, but I can throw the tape back at you. And if we could see 3 throws that he made last night that don't show up on the stats. The first one was to Zach Ertz, and I thought it was a good throw, but Curl, who picks the ball off, if we could see the replay, he is all over. Zach Ertz is holding him, restraining him, and Ertz can't even get his head around to see the football before it's past him, and it just happened to hit Curl right in the breadbasket, and he couldn't help but catch the football. And again, I'm not putting that on Jalen. I'm putting that on the ref who didn't throw the flag for whatever you want to call that, pass interference or holding or whatever.
Skip, but if I go back and take down I can find 3 or 4 throws in every game, even though they lost.
Let me see another one to Jalen Reagor, who then I think he got hurt on this play, on this deep throw, in the first quarter, 1:53 left in the first quarter. This will work in the National Football League because that's right on the button, and you can't control it going to the ground. And I don't know. He was gone after that. I don't know if he concussed. I'm not sure what happened.
He probably just took him out.
Yeah, he might have just taken him out. It's highly possible. And then All of a sudden, somebody named Quez Watkins is in the game.
Well, he won the raffle to play for the Eagles that night.
If we'd see what happened to Quez Watkins, he won the raffle, so they picked him off the street, and Jalen throws it back to him, and he's got a lane to go. He might have housed this. I don't know. It's perfectly set up, and Jalen hits him right in the hands, and all you have to do is catch that.
Yeah, he might split the seam on that one.
He might have split that seam. It was a big seam to split. Okay, there's 3. And then if we could hear what Chris Collinsworth said mid-second quarter last night, this was his first live look at Jalen Hurts, and I was very impressed that Chris was so impressed with Jalen Hurts.
Jalen Hurts really is starting to impress me more and more as a passer. He does a pretty decent job of putting the ball on the money when he has a chance to set his feet.
Okay, is he a great passer? No, I think he's a pretty good passer. I think he can throw it from the pocket and can throw it on the move, and he definitely can hurt you in any direction with his legs, because he can go up the middle on you. You can call plays. He can run quarterback draws. He can run zone reads. He scored 2 running touchdowns last night that were both very good runs.
But Skip, what Collinsworth is saying, he can throw the ball if you let him set his feet. That's like saying a running back can really run if you give him a hole. What the hell is that? All quarterbacks can throw if you let them set their feet. The really good ones realize they're not going to always have their feet set.
How many times do you see Carson Wentz really get his feet set? Because he's got some horrible footwork, because he goes blank. He goes deer in headlights.
Think about what you just said. You said they brought Jalen Hurts into a dumpster fire. But guess who for the first 12 games started that dumpster fire? He was the one that
started it.
He was behind that same porous offensive line. He never really got a chance to throw to Alshon. He really never got a chance to throw to D-Jack. He never got but we ask him and his completion percentage. So they get sacked for all his great legs. They get sacked about the same. He turns the ball over about the same. His completion percentage is worse. He scores less points. So what have you seen? He scores less points per game than Carson Wentz.
I saw him make a bunch of plays last night. I saw them drop a bunch of balls last night. And in the end, I sat back and said, it feels like they tried to throw the game. I think you believe that also. Well, he was victimized by all of the above. And he gets yanked. It's only 17-14, should have been 17-17, because they had it 1st and goal at the 5. And they went for it on 4th and goal from the 4.
Yeah.
And he had Bostic right in his face, and he underthrew that one. I'll give you that. But he couldn't get enough juice on the ball because Bostic, who, remember, concussed Andy Dalton in Washington, was in his face and was ready to concuss him.
But you guys make it seem like Carson Wentz was throwing to Devontae Adams and D-Hop. And then all of a sudden, Jalen Hurts come in, and he's throwing to those guys. Those same guys, those guys that we can't be like, where the hell did he come from? Those are the guys that Carson Wentz was throwing to. Okay. I don't know how you...
To me, Carson Wentz has lost his way and his confidence, and Jalen has not lost any confidence. He just sat over there, as we saw him on the bench, saying, it's just not right.
Right.
Because I believe Jalen Hurts would have won that game last night, because that's what he does.
Skip, a lot of the reason why Tom Brady left is because what? Coach Belichick didn't believe in him anymore.
Yep.
At the end of the day, you want to play for someone, you want to be in the foxhole with someone that believes in you. I don't blame Carson Wentz. You think, how? You don't believe in me. If Tom Brady, as accomplished as he is, wants to play for a man that believes in him, what do you think a lesser tier guy gonna want? So somebody's going to have to go, Skip. You know that, I know that. And from the very moment they made this move, somebody was going to have to leave. I don't see how they coexist.
Yep. I would go forward with Jalen Hurts, but I don't have to manage a cap that is going to take a huge hit if you dump Carson Wentz.
They already got $250,000 already accounted for when the cap is going to be $190. So they're going to have to slash some payroll from somewhere.
Yep. Okay.
And now you got the 6th pick in the draft. That's another $18, $19 million that you're going to have to shell out.
And I have no idea what Philip Rivers wants to do next year. They did just make the playoffs.
Right.
And yet there's a lot of speculation that Carson Wentz would say, hey, Frank Reich, I want to rejoin you.
You're going to have to make a decision fairly quickly, Skip, because if you don't, well, you got a roster bonus of $10, $15 million that needs to be paid, and you partially guarantee his 2020. 2021 is already in the books. That's already guaranteed, Skip, because of what happens this year. So now, if you don't have to make that decision, you're going to guarantee half of his contract of 2022.
Yep. This is why Jerry Jones did one great thing this year. He did not overpay Dak Prescott.
Guess what, Skip? He right back at the table, and it's going to cost him $38 million to bring Dak back
I think
on the franchise tag.
40 plus already.
Yeah, I told you.
We don't have time to go there. We don't have time to get into Dak right now. While everyone was busy watching football yesterday, some may have missed a very epic, incredible performance from Steph Curry. Did he regain his touch with a 62-point